What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you our Week 4 battle for the BBL. We are facing off against the Walt Disney Landorus, and this is the first video that I'm recording where I'm officially at 1,000 subscribers. And of course, it's on a day where I'm homesick from work, of course, but I recorded the post-com for the battle before this video, or this part of the video, so I apologize if I mentioned make sure to subscribe because we're on the road to 1,000, but we're here, we're officially there, so thank you guys so much. There's going to be videos coming out in the future, celebratory things that I still haven't decided exactly what I want to do, but I have a pretty good idea. We're either going to do like a best of MattOshea over the years, or we're going to do like a Q&A. But let's go ahead and jump into this. You guys are here for the battle. Let's jump into it. We are facing off against the Walt Disney Landorus. They are, I believe, 2-1. We are 0-3. Shit, we suck. We have choked quite a bit, so we're going to go ahead and just talk about this team. And this team is broken. It is insane how strong it is. Zekrom is 24 points for a reason. It gets access to Dragon Acid Generation, boosting its already insane 150 attack to new heights, and it gets a boost in speed as well to its, I guess, average 90 base speed. Celesteela, bulky as hell, and really helps out with the Zekrom a lot. He helps out to beat those ground types and those fairy types that want to come in on the Zekrom to take the hits and be immune to its stabs. And there's Gengar, which also destroys fairies and is, well, it was immune to grounds, no longer anymore. But he also has Rillaboom, resists or makes ground moves resisted or weakened, whatever. Weavile for priority and speed. Primarina is his fairy type and water type, very strong on there. He really loves his Licky. I don't see him on lead coming, neither do I see Swoobat or Rhyperior coming at all. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Big thing I want to point out, you guys see Hippopotas on your screen. That means one thing and one thing only. I'm bringing Sand Rush Dracovish. Yes, the Hippopotas is fantastic though, because it gets up Sand for 8 turns basically with the Smooth Rock. No Violites, we're not very bulky, so we can't take too many hits from the Gengar, the Rillaboom, not even the Rillaboom, but the Zekrom and the Celesteela, but we still can take some hits. We have good amount of investment. Basically the main thing with this actually is the fact that it gets Sandstream and Sand Smooth Rock, and that it's a electric immunity. That's the big thing. Other than that, it's really not that important. It does get a Baroxo, which is nice. Whirlwind to stop setup with the Gengar, for example, with a, I guess, Calm Minding Primarina that thinks it can just sit in front of me, a Dragon Dancing Zekrom, whatever the case may be. That's kind of what we have the Hippopotas here for. Yeah, the investment on this set is to make sure that we can actually take, I believe it was a 2 Gengars, it was 2 Gengar Shadow Balls, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what that was for, and basically, or yeah, there we go. You see right there, Timid LO Gengar Shadow Ball. That's what it is. So we should be able to take 2 of those. The electric community is a big thing, and we do not want him setting up. And if I can get Sand up, Dracovish just does so much work. So moving on to our Dracovish, it is going to be running the Mystic Water this week with the substitute to prevent or to make doubles a lot easier for me, so I don't have to predict and go for a Dragon Rush or a Vicious Rend. I think the biggest answers to this thing are going to be either the Primarina, the Rillaboom, or the Zekrom. Physically defensive Zekrom with Dragon Dance, Roost could do a lot of work to me, so I think that's definitely a possibility. With Vicious Rend, we're not going to do very much to it, but Dragon Rush will do a shit ton of damage to it because it's 100 base power, it's stab, it's super effective, it's going to do a ton of damage. Leech Life is there for the Weavile and for the Rillaboom, getting me back recovery, which I desperately need because I am running substitute this week. We do have speed for a Scarf Gengar while we are in Sand, and Dragon Rush will 2-KO a physically defensive Zekrom, so I'm not worried about that at all. It's a very strong mon. If I can weaken the Celesteela, weaken the Primarina, weaken the Licky, I guess, and force in the Rhyperior if it comes, and then go for a sub on the switch, it's going to be amazing for me. Really strong option that I have to really dent his team, and honestly, it's probably going to be our win con this week. If not this, it'll be our next mon, which is going to be our Genesect. Genesect is running the Assault Vest this week with Bolt Beam coverage, U-Turn, and Flame Charge. Flame Charge is there because it allows me to set up and go for game late in the game, and the fact that I'm running U-Turn as well makes him think that I might not be running a Flame Charge set, a setup option. The Assault Vest is very important because I can take hits from the Primarina, I can take hits from the Celesteela, I can take actually a Flamethrower from a non-invested Celesteela with the Assault Vest. Obviously, I don't want to do that, but the option is there if I need it. Gengar, not that much of a problem at all with Shadow Ball. We're immune to Sludge Wave, very nice to have, and we can take a good chunk of hits. Bolt Beam coverage hits everything. Honestly, if I can wear down the Licky and the Primarina and the Celesteela, then this mon just really goes in, and I can kind of beat everything else down. If those mons are weakened, then just benefits the next mon on my team just as much. The speed on the set is there for the Zekrom, and we should be able to take any hit that we really want to, except for like max special attack, Fire Blast, or Flamethrower or something from the Celesteela. That's really the only thing I have to kind of worry about, and like a reckless high jump kick from the him on top. That's it. So yeah, that's our Genesect. Moving on, our next mon is going to be our Necrozma. This is another setup Necrozma with Autotomize, Side Shock, Heat Wave, and Moongeist Beam. From my understanding, Necrozma is meant to set up and go for game, while other Pokemon like Lunala are meant to kind of just, you know, attack. And that's the difference. That's why I keep running Autotomize on this set, even though it's so slow. It is a good mon. It's so hard to use because it's weak to two really good types in Ghost and Dark, and every team has at least one good Ghost or Dark type. Look at this one. He has two, and they both outspeed me. Crazy, right? The speed on the set is for +1 Zekrom, while we're at +2. That's really all I needed for him. We take a Timid Gengar's Shadow Ball, and we also have Heat Wave for Celesteela and the Weavile, and dual stab hits everything else for amazing damage. It's really all I need, so I feel pretty good about that option that we have there. Again, this really goes in once the Licky is weakened and the Celesteela is weakened as well. Everything else kind of just drops once we get set up, which is great because we are insanely strong. 157 special attack is monstrous, so I feel good that this set can carry us to victory. It can be one of our backup win cons, really come in, set up on something, and just go for a game like after the fact when the Licky is gone. Our next mon is going to be our Tornadus Therian here. Tornadus Therian is going to be really solid this week as a pivot for us with the Yachi Berry. Not the best item to have, I realize that, because Triple Axle is a thing on the Weavile, but at the same time, it helps us just in case he's running like an Icy Wind on his Gengar for some reason, or he wants to go for Ice Beam with the Primarina or Ice Shard with the Weavile. Maybe he's not running a very fast Weavile or something, then that's definitely a possibility. But Air Slash is there for the Rillaboom, the Gengar. It hits things like the Primarina for pretty good damage. Knockoff for utility, getting rid of Yachi Berries on the Zekrom, getting rid of leftovers on that thing, Shaka Berries, or the case may be, leftovers on the Celesteela, hits the Gengar for super effective damage as well. Heat Wave is there for Celesteela and Rillaboom again, and then U-turn for momentum. That's the big thing. We want to keep up momentum, force in Licky on this thing, get a knockoff so it has no item, U-turn out before it can go for a Wish and Protect. Whatever the case may be, that is going to be the plan with our Tornadus Therian. Here we have speed for a Scarf Modest Primarina, and also for a Timid Gengar, and we take 2 Adamant Banded Rillaboom's Grassy Glides, wow, Grassy Glides, and we also take 2 non-boosted Gengar's Shadow Balls, or a Life Orb Sludge Wave with Rocks, and we also take a Primarina's Timid Specs Hydro Pump. That is going to be our Tornadus. And our final mon is going to be, is it our Landorus? It is not. For the first time all season, we are not bringing the full members of the Big Five. Landorus is just not great here. It really isn't. The fact that he can kind of beat it with everything, Weavile, Primarina, Rillaboom, Gengar, even Zekrom can beat it to an extent. So and even Celesteela, like I didn't even mention that. It's not good. If he didn't have a Rillaboom, I would feel really confident about running a Gravity set, but he just doesn't have it, so I couldn't bring it. So instead I'm bringing Silvally Water. Silvally Water gives me a Weavile answer because I don't have one on my team outside of this. I really don't. The fact that I can just run Silvally Water, I resist the ice moves, and at the same time, Knockoff isn't doing full power because he can't remove my item. It's really valuable. We have Parting Shot as well to weaken my opponent's offensive stats. Thunder Wave is there as a way to just cripple things, the Gengar, the Rillaboom, the Weavile, Primarina, whatever. It's just really nice to cripple those things, and then Bolt Beam coverage hits my opponent's team for fantastic damage. Again, this does so much work once the Licky is gone, and that's a big thing. We take 2 Life Orb Gengar Sludge Waves or 2 Modest Primarina's non-specs Moonblasts, and we also take 2 any Bandit or any 3 non-boosted Weavile attacks. That's huge. The fact that we can take those hits is massive. It allows us to really go for game with a lot of other mons set up, be a good pivot for us. We have Torn and we have Silvally as pivots. Genesect kind of does that as well, and we can get into Dracovish and Lunala, not Lunala, but Dawnwings, and go crazy. Guys, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, but let's go ahead and jump into the battle because we got a crazy one, and let's just do it. Let's do it. All right, welcome back, everyone. So, looking at this team, he ends up bringing the Gengar, Rillaboom, Celesteela, the Zekrom, the Weavile, and the Licky. Kind of what I expected, which is good to go. Honestly, very scary team, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna jump into it. I don't have much time right now, so I'm gonna lead off with my Genesect, and Genesect is gonna put in the finest of work. We'll be able to scout, see what's more specially defensive, more physically defensive. He leads off with the Celesteela, and we find this thing to be more specially defensive, and I go for a U-turn here, expecting it to, I don't know, I don't wanna get Leaf Seeder or Flamethrower, so I go into my Silvally, and I'm just going to be able to go for a free Thunder Wave here, or Parting Shot rather, on the Celesteela. Honestly, the Celesteela just sits in front of me forever. It's crazy how long it sits in front of me, but he reveals Toxic as well, so we know a bit of information there. He goes for Leaf Seed as well, and the fact that he didn't go for Flamethrower means he probably doesn't have it, so I'm going to go for another U-turn here, switch out, and go back into my Silvally Water, as he probably fires off a Toxic, and he misses, and that is pretty damn big, so I'll definitely take that. But I go for Thunder Wave this turn, and we do connect it on the Celesteela, as he manages to get off another another Leaf Seed. I'm going to go for a Parting Shot again. So he's -2 attack, -2 special attack, and I go back to Genesect. As what does he do? He fires off yet another Leaf Seed and he connects. So at this point in time, he's at max HP and he's paralyzed with -2 attack and special attack, and we're like chipped down significantly on our Genesect and on our Silvally. Not great. I go for U-turn here. I'm going to go hard into my Hippopotas. Now, why do I do this? Well, I want to set up rocks. That's part of it. But at the same time, I want to get sand up so I can really start chipping my opponent's team with Dracovich. I want to force everything out. I want to force his Celesteela out because that thing is really problematic. I go for the rocks here, so he's going to fire off a Toxic. Not the end of the world. I wasn't really that bulky to begin with because I wasn't running the Violet this week, but it's fine. We get up our rocks, we get Toxic, that's okay. I switch out into my Tornadus because it's a really good pivot. I can Heat Wave this thing, I can annoy it. He gets fully paralyzed, and I can now start going for, honestly, so just a Moose to start really pressuring my opponent's team, and I fire off the knockoff here. The reason I go for knockoff specifically is because I want to get rid of his leftovers. That way, that's passive recovery that he's not getting back every turn. He has to get recovery via Leech Seed, and that's the only way he can do it now. So knockoff comes out as he's going to fire off, I believe, his own Toxic, which does suck because I don't want to be Toxic at all, but all we're going to do with Tornadus this week is just pivot around. That's really it. I don't really need to do much. He goes into Licky Licky here, which I didn't expect him to switch out. I really didn't, but I U-turn out, and I'm going to go hard into my Dracovish. Now, Dracovish can start clicking buttons. We are Mystic Water, we are Vicious Rend, we are Leech Life, and we are Dragon Rush, so we should be able to be fine. I kind of want to sub here expecting the incoming Zekrom, but I felt like going for a Vicious Rend was going to be the safer play. I can really start chipping things down. He can't set up on me. I will outspeed the Zekrom as well, and a Vicious Rend into a Dragon Rush after rocks especially should KO the Zekrom, so I'm going to go for the Vicious Rend here. Or do I go for, it's a Vicious Rend or the Dragon Rush, one or the other, but I go for he goes for the Protect here, so it's fine. I go for Dragon Rush, we connect it, Protect doesn't matter. Yeah, honestly, Dragon Rush came out. It was meant to catch the Zekrom there. That's what it was meant to do. But he's now going to go hard to the Rillaboom, which I definitely did not expect. And that's unfortunate. But I go for the Vicious Rend here because I expect him to kind of stay in, thinking I was going to be Bandit or something, or Scarf or whatever. But no, he switches out into the Rillaboom, taking the Vicious Rend, and we only do 33% to it. That is no damage at all. The good news is we can start getting back some passive recovery with our terrain, or with his terrain rather. So he's going to take some chip, gain back some recovery, and honestly, I believe I have to switch out here, and I switch out into my Torn here because there's nothing else I can do. I can't afford it, as he goes for a knockoff. I get rid of my, I lose my Yachi Berry, which isn't the end of the world. It really isn't, and I can freely here, I believe I go for the U-turn, if I'm mistaken. So I'm going to U-turn here as he goes into his Licky Licky, taking 13%. Honestly, the 13% from the rocks has been really, or the 12.5% from rocks has been really, really valuable so far in the Licky Licky. As we go into the Genesect, we find out he is more specially defensive than physically defensive, and I can freely go for a U-turn here on this thing. Really just want to keep scouting, see what this thing wants to do. He goes for Protect, he gains back leftovers recovery, and he gains back terrain recovery, making this thing basically brand new. That's the big thing. It is basically brand new, and that's the huge problem. I'm going to go for another U-turn here as he switches out into the Celesteela, and kind of wish I had the special attack boost so I can go for T-Bolts on this thing, but I just can't. I go into Dracovish here because from this range, seriously, we will KO the Celesteela with Vicious Rend. Nuts, right? Insane how bulky this thing is, and we can still get the KO on it with Mystic Water boosted Vicious Rends because we outspeed. I love it. This Pokemon is insane. I'm going to go for the Vicious Rend here. So he goes back into the Rillaboom, or no, I go for the Sub here rather. Sub is my play because I'm expecting the swap. And what does he do? He goes into the Rillaboom. Fantastic. And now I can go freely for a Leaf Seed. He does have priority with Grassy Glide. He should outspeed me naturally. And you're going to see here Grassy Glide comes out. It breaks my Sub, not the end of the world. I can Leech Life. That's it. Leech Life back up all the HP, and I'm back to full now, and I can just go for another Leech Life here as I believe he's going to outspeed me. Go for a Grassy Glide probably. But what does he do? No, he stays in, and we outspeed. So interesting. And he just goes for a U-turn. So now we know we outspeed naturally the Rillaboom. That's huge for us. He's really big. But he goes into Gengar, and Gengar is scary. I'm going to go hard into my Silvally here, expecting him to go for like a Sludge Wave or something. But I should have been paying more attention. He is Black Sludge. I do not pay enough attention because he definitely is going to be going for Substitute here. Substitute comes out, 25% of his HP is gone, and now he's behind the Sub, which is terrifying because I cannot paralyze it anymore, and I really don't want to waste my Silvally completely. So I go for the Parting Shot here. Parting Shot is a sound move, so even though he goes for Sludge Wave here and does a good chunk of damage, Parting Shot goes through Substitute. He's now at -1, and I can go into my Torn here, and Torn can knock off the item of the Gengar, but also it can break the Substitute easily, and is the least expendable Pokemon that I have left on my team. So best play to make there. I go for the knockoff, get rid of the Sub. He ends up going for the Hex, and Hex is scary because it does a lot of damage to me. And at this point in time, I believe I go for yet another knockoff. We should take the next hit from the Toxic as he goes into the Rillaboom, sacking it off. He gets up the train one last time. We actually have the KO on the Rillaboom, so that's 1 kill, 420. It's the first kill of the game, is amazing. And we are not going to drop yet. Not yet. Soon. but not yet. We managed to survive on 6 HP, or 6% rather, with our Tornadus here as he goes into the Weavile. We know now right away. We know right away now, based on that. What is he? What item is he? He is boots. Heavy duty boots on his Weavile. So he's not banded. That is good. He is not scarfed. That is good. He's not life orb. Amazing. We can now figure out how we want to play this out. I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go hard into my Sylvally here. We take the knockoff. We take the Icicle Crash, the triple axle, whatever. He goes for a knockoff. He managed to do a small chunk of damage to me. With the terrain, I'm thinking like I might have a chance to survive this next hit. I go for it. Unfortunately, he crits me. Honestly, it was a roll, probably in his favor, so I feel fine about that. It's not the end of the world. Because I can go with the Genesect here, and I can honestly bluff that I'm scarfed. But at the same time, knockoff isn't going to KO me. It's not. It's because he's not banded, because he's not life orb, because he's not a boosting item, knockoff won't KO me, and I have the freest U-turn of my life here. I click U-turn, very free. He probably goes to Celesteela, which he does, and at this point in time, I can now go hard into my Dracovish once again. Dracovish, oh my god, this thing is going to put in the absolute work. I go for the Fish's Rent here. Fish's Rent, come out, start cleaning up, baby. Start cleaning up. Fish's Rent comes out, Licky Licky comes in. What is he going to do? He goes for, well, no. What am I'm going to pause it here. This is why I hate post-comms. I always think of moves that are different during the game, and I always have to record them at different times, which is crazy. It sucks, so I apologize for that. But I sub there, and I'm going to try and go through my process there. Substitute is there because, honestly, the Celesteela can't really break my sub. Heavy Slam, not going to break it. Iron Head, not going to break it. Air Slash, maybe. But again, he has to break through Paralysis to do it, and at that point, he's basically risking the sub plus chip damage or the death of something on his team. So Substitute was a very fair play to make there, but now I can start clicking Fish's Rents. Fish's Rent is going to be my play to make here. We should do a huge chunk of damage to the Licky Licky. We're probably not going to KO because we're only Mystic Water and not Banded or anything, but he goes for Protect here. Obviously not going to break through that, and I'm going to go for another Fish's Rent here. And at this point in time, we have to notice that we're not getting any healthier with our Dracovish. We're not. We don't KO the Licky Licky with the Fish's Rent. He goes for the Wish, going to be able to get back a huge amount of HP because this thing is super fat, and making the expectation that he switches out into the Zekrom. I go for the Dragon Rush here. Do we connect? 75% accuracy. We miss, and that is massive because I would have loved to have hit that. If I hit that, it would have been huge because at that point he would not have been at full HP with the Wish back. He would not. And then the second Dragon Rush would not have to kill it. So I go for another Dragon Rush here because there's really no reason for me not to. I can just kind of gauge some things. Go for the Dragon Rush. He goes for Dragon Claw, not the end of the world. Dragon Rush comes out again. We'll do 75% to it. And we miss again. Oh my god, we missed 2. Dracovish, put your glasses on. Come on, man. Oh, that is so... that is huge. Missing those moves is huge. It's really bad because we needed to have this thing around. We need to get rid of the Zekrom. Is such a huge threat to me. I'm going to switch out into my Hippopotas here. I want to get Sand Up. That is my play to make. And I'm like, I'm going to lose the game here. He goes for Dragon Claw. You're going to see 57% to us because I'm out of highlights. No. I'm going to go for, I believe I go for, or no, I just double out. I go double and I go into Tornadus because I don't want to get set up on. I just want to make this be my sack as he goes for the Magnet Rise. So that means he's missing one coverage option. He probably has Dragon Dance now. But is he carrying an electric move? Is he carrying Roost? What is he carrying? Is he just carrying Mono Dragon because my fairy type is a Slurpuff and he didn't expect me to bring it because he has a Celesteela and a Gengar? Who knows? But I'm going to go for the knockoff right here as I'm hoping to get KO'd right away as he just gets knocked off and it's a Dragon Fang that comes off of him, which is good, but also he goes for Dragon Dance and that's really, really bad. I'm going to go for the U-turn here. He'll outspeed me now, which is fine. Honestly, it's okay. This has a sack later on. He goes for a second Dragon Dance. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to lose this game. I'm going to lose this game. I'm going to lose this game because of the double miss. Not because of one miss, but because of 2 misses. I go into Genesect thinking like, I have to hope that he just doesn't have an electric move or that he misses. That is my only hope. So I go for the Ice Beam here, and you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe what happens. He doesn't have an electric move. Oh my god, we got saved by the fact that he did not have an electric move. Woo! He was running Roost as his final move. So we go for the Ice Beam and get the KO. Oh my god, thank god, because we were just lost right there. I was so salty. I was so salty, but I managed to get oh my, I managed to bring it back because he did not have an electric move. Thank God. Anyways, he goes into the Weavile here. This thing is super, super scary. I'm going to switch out into my Torn here, just sacking it off. I really don't need it around anymore. He goes to the knockoff, gets the KO with the Sand and the Toxic and everything. Actually, Sand is what KOs us, so Hippopotas, how dare you? How dare you KO my Tornadus? But that's okay. I go into Dracovish here. Because of the Sand, we have 2 turns left. I outspeed everything. Let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and attack. Licky Licky comes in. What is he going to do? Am I going to attack him at a sub? What is my play here? I go for the Fish's Rend. We get the KO on the Licky Licky. That is huge because it means my Necrozma, my Autotomized Necrozma can just go in now. Amazing. 1 turn left of Sand. He goes into Celesteela. Freest substitute of my life. Freest substitute. Go for the sub. What does he do? He goes for the Iron Head. No way is breaking our sub. No chance in hell. We can now go for a free Fish's Rent here and get the KO on the Celesteela, and it's looking like we're gonna sweep here. Honestly, all we have to do now is just switch out and get our sand back up. That's all we gotta do. If the Weavile comes in, switch out, get our sand back up. That's all we have to do, right? Switch out, get our sand back up, come back in with Dracovish, and win the game. I stayed in. I'm an idiot. Triple Axel. I'm an idiot. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. We actually would have taken those hits had the Celesteela not broken through. But I'm just stupid. I choked this game away. Because now at this point in time, literally everything else gets outsped and gets O-code by knockoff or Icicle Crash. Or Ice for Triple Axel or whatever. I choked this game away. And I would like to talk about it more. I really would. But I'm upset. I'm really mad because I had this game in my hands and I choked it away. And we are now 0-4. We're 0-4 -7. I've literally never had a record this bad in the league. Never. There are changes that are going to be made to this team. I think I'm just not good enough to, in Ubers in general, to play with a team like this. I need to make changes. So, not next week, but the week after, there are going to be some changes taking place. Next week, unfortunately, my team was locked in, so they weren't taking effect. But the big thing is, if I just sacked off my Hippopotas there, I won the game. I just clicked Fish's Rent twice and I win the game. But, hey, I didn't. And instead of being 1-3 with a -1 diff, or 0-4 -7. And that's on me. That is on me 100%. Guys, I want to do better. I really do. And I need your help. I want to get better. And the way everyone gets better is by talking through things, by discussing with their friends, by playing things out. So do me a favor, go down in the comments, comment down below what you thought I could have done differently outside of just the staying with Dracovish on that turn 43 or turn 41 or whatever it was. Outside of that, just let me know what you think I could have done better in terms of prep, in terms of play. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you're enjoying the post-coms, make sure to leave a like on the video. Comment your thoughts on the battle down below. Subscribe to the channel, guys. At this point in time, we're still at 993, so I need some help to get to 1,000. We're only 7 away at this point in time. Woohoo! But I want to see if we can get there by the end of this weekend. I categorize this weekend as being the end of today because today's Monday. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys all next time.